Oh, he has cancer.
Yeah, I know.
You can't Are you faggots? Are you fucking faggots?
I do have enough authority to say that Cog bullies cancer patients, as does Andy Warski.
Broski is lying his fucking face off. He has scammed the internet. He has.
He also committed what's that, extortion against people around said cancer patient? Hey, we got Cog in the fucking chat, you fucking faggot.
Broski's the one that told me he hoped I died from a heart attack. I never hoped that he would die from cancer. Any other time, Broski would fucking call you a faggot for
he would.
treating them with fucking kids' gloves.
Would. Like, I know. Like, we're all treating him with kids' gloves.
Are you mental? There's no scar! So...
This is a drama channel, not a news channel, so please do your own research. This is an utterly long video about the drama that followed Broski's charity stream. This video will go into the publicly available details of everything that led up to the charity stream and everything that followed afterward. And here's the timestamp for the aftermath in my utterly unneeded opinion. I got a new microphone halfway through the video, so I apologize for the initial bad audio quality. Alright, let's get shooketh. For today's utterly crazy drama, I'm going to be covering a controversy involving cancer and charities. Although there's quite a few people involved, I'm going to start off with introducing you to Broski. Broski runs a YouTube channel producing a morning show with Optic Decay titled Morning Decay. On the Morning Decay, they cover a variety of topics such as politics, news, controversies, and sometimes they even delve into drama. What I would say makes the show utterly unique is the fact that they do artwork while streaming. And sometimes they also do artwork for the IBS community. So you could say that Broski is fairly well liked in the IBS community. But then tragedy struck Broski when he was diagnosed with cancer. Because of the cancer, he had to have surgery, which was scheduled on August 17th. Broski lives in Canada, so here's some information about how healthcare works in Canada. Canada has a basic universal healthcare system, but the Canada Health Act does not cover prescription drugs, home care, or long-term care, meaning that the government of Canada would pay for Broski's surgery, but it would not cover any aftercare or medication. So Optic Decay wanted to help his friend and co-host by helping him raise the money for his medications. He decided that he would have a 24-hour live stream where all the donations and proceeds would go to Broski. This 24-hour live stream was scheduled to start at 9 a.m. August 17th, and Optic Decay had about a week to plan with his friends helping out. And so, Optic Decay began advertising for the 24-hour charity live stream, and many other people joined in to help out. Some even made posters to advertise for the event. Please keep in mind this poster as it becomes a contentious point later on. And Queen of Bands was also helping. Since Queen of Bands becomes a major player later on, I'm gonna introduce her. She used to work for Andy Warski by scheduling guests and doing promotion. But now she does work as a booker, organizer, and promoter for The Heel Turn, whose host is Joaquin, and the producer of that show is the underwater Alex Jones, as well as for the Morning Decay. So Optic Decay starts his 24-hour charity live stream for Broski at 9 a.m. on Saturday, August 17th.
Okay, we ready?
All right, chug that whole beer down.
Oh yes. The floor is yours, Doc.
Live from the internet, it's the Broski Cancer Relief Stream with your host, Optic Decay. For the next 24 hours, we will feature your favorite YouTube e-celebrities raising funds to help cover medical expenses for Canada's favorite Hockey Me IRL superstar. 100% of the monies raised, minus stream fees, labs, will go directly to Broski's medical bills and perhaps some ceremonial herbs. Donations can be made via the link in the description below. Give early, give often. And now, here's your host, Optic Decay.
Hi everybody, it's me.
The stream starts off great, and their goal is somewhere between $1,500 to $2,000 to cover all of Broski's aftercare and medication cost. And before the stream has even begun, the donations started pouring in, including a $500 one from Disky Fringo. The live stream is going great, but they do have a few tech issues along the way, resulting in them restarting the stream. Well, maybe more than a few. After about 35 minutes into the 24-hour live stream, they restart the stream. 4 minutes into this new stream, which is about 40 minutes into the 24-hour stream, they discuss their expectations and the total amount raised thus far.
Why do I have more expectations for people than you do? I'm like the one of the worst people on Twitter.
Oh, well, I've had you see, in my life, I've had a lot of people let me down before. And I knew I knew you know a lot of people are like good people around, but it's like I don't know, sometimes it's very difficult to kind of connect all that together to where you're just kind of sitting there like So I'm like, when I put this together, it was like one of those things where I'm like, oh, we'll probably do like a good $800 or so, and I mean whatever, and it's like we're like already, but before fucking 10 a.m. we are at. Because I'm just gonna fucking look.
Yeah, before I've actually drunk. Yeah. $1,243.52.
Jesus.
They reiterate this again about an hour into the 24-hour charity stream and mention the fact that Queen of Fans was going to be matching the first $1,000 in donations, meaning that they would have over $2,000 and surpass their goal once she arrived.
We are $1,243.52.
Wait, 52 cents?
Yes. Now we are we're also being matched by Queen of Bants for $1,000. So we're basically once she drops in, it'll be $2,243.52.
About an hour and a half into the charity stream, they receive an update that Broski is out of surgery and awake.
There's an update in the chat from Lolly.
Broski just woke up. The doctor said the surgery went really well. He says he's sleepy and high, and now he's going back to bed.
That is fucking great.
Wunderbar!
Definitely give it up for me. I mean, really, he did the hard part today.
About 2 hours into the stream, they had already exceeded their financial goal.
We are at $1,612.84.
And the funds from Queen will clear first thing in the morning. She
I'm telling her.
in the art room.
Yeah, I'm telling her just to send that directly to Broski at this point. Because tomorrow, like once I send this off in the morning, I'm not gonna be fucking alive until fucking 3 o'clock.
At least.
Yeah, at least. Because I know me, I'll wake up and I'll panic about something.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I mean, of course I want to make sure everything like clears, and then he like has it in hand and can confirm that. Oh man, we have far exceeded what we wanted to already.
At this point, it's very unclear that the goal had been reached, and no mention that any additional funds were being spent on anything but Broski's aftercare. Then 15 minutes after the previous cut, the Beard Variant says he's gonna make more promotional artwork despite the goal being reached. He comes back a little over an hour later and shows his artwork, and his tweet implies that the money was still going to Broski's recovery and medications, saying, "Join us as we party through the pain for anti-cancer Bam Roasted Man for our beloved at Broski's late nights, swift recovery, and post-surgery meds." This was retweeted by the host Optic Decay.
Oh, and okay, I'm gonna retweet the shit out of what Beardy did.
At some point around this time, Tonka was finishing his stream and did a small advertisement for Broski's charity stream, sending even more viewers and donators their way, clearly stating that it was for Broski's cancer medications.
We definitely encourage people to go check out the 24-hour Broski live stream.
Yeah, and I'm going to drop in that too, by the way. Yeah, for those who enjoying everybody who's come through on the code, a lot of us are gonna mosey over to the Broski channel, and we're gonna, or not, I think it's actually Optic's channel, but it's the Broski stream to help with his cancer medication. A lot of us are gonna mosey the fuck over there. Or actually, how many people are watching right now? We got like 1,100 people. Fuck it. Send them over now. There's over 1,000 people here right now. Everybody go over to the Broski thing.
I only had the time to watch 4 hours of the 24-hour live stream. In those 4 hours, no mention of a PC was made, and anyone coming into the stream would have rightly thought the funds were still being raised for Broski's aftercare expenses. The 24-hour live stream goes on and finishes on the 18th as planned. In total, they raised over 5,500 Canadian dollars. So now, why am I telling you about all this? Well, the same day that the auction ended, Broski tweeted about building a gaming PC. The tweet reads, "Alright nerds, I know F all about computers and building them. Build me a machine, go. Hashtag build Broski a gaming PC." Further down in that tweet, someone asked at VamCandy, "You think you can help this boomer leaf with a computer?" Broski responds, "My only thing is that they have to accept PayPal. Aside from that, go nuts." And later that day, Broski tweets that he has already bought the gaming PC. This obviously shocked some donators and guests, as they had not heard any mention of a PC. Here's the first tweet I can find addressing the situation. Auntie Alice asks, "Why is your homie talking about building a 2K gaming computer when he said the money was for cancer? Am I missing something like a joke or something?" Optic Decay responds, "People were joking about him playing Monster Hunter with us since we all play on PC. Medications was always the goal. There was a lot past the initial goal, but I had nothing to do with anything past sending it over. He legit has medical needs." He follows this up with, "Surgery and hospital stuff is free. Medications are not. The initial goal only covered that stuff. We ended up raising 2.5 times out that. So he's free to do whatever with whatever else is there. I've been out of the loop since the end of things as I got sick myself," and in parentheses he says, "I'm okay." This ended up blowing up when Andy Warski started tweeting about it at around 1 a.m. Most of the tweets were deleted after the blow-up because they both agreed to delete all their tweets on the situation. However, here are some of the tweets that Andy forgot to delete. Andy Warski replies to someone asking what's going on. "Broski got cancer. In Canada, where we have free healthcare, everyone raised $5,000 for him on a 24-hour charity stream. 7 hours later, he's asking about a gaming PC and now has purchased." Andy asks, "Then why didn't they set a limit? Why did they let people donate to 5K? Someone tweets to Andy saying, "Hey man, he did a 24-hour stream. He worked hard for that money." And Andy replies, "Other people did that stream for cancer. LOL." In one of the conversations, Andy says, "Also, I know people who have had cancer, and there is more than just treatment. There is healthy food you need, checkups, etc. So don't come at me saying it's okay to use charity money for a gaming PC. It's disgusting." The unapologetic Canadian replies, "I know people who have had cancer too, Warski. I lost people to cancer. The medication is the main problem for Broski. Nothing else was really a concern for him. Pretty sure Broski can afford healthy food even after getting that computer. Enough money was raised." To which Andy Warski replies, "It is disgusting. That money was for getting better, not for gaming." So there's a time gap in tweets, where almost 3 hours later, around 5 a.m., Andy replies to someone saying, "Me arguing with people is so much different than this, but it's been resolved, so..." What he's talking about is that he apparently was able to get the issue resolved in DMs privately. Andy also brought up the poster I showed at the beginning, stating that it clearly reads all proceeds were to go to cancer. The people who organized the auctions and are friends of Broski obviously defended Broski. Their explanation of events are that they did not expect to even be able to reach the goal, not to mention to surpass it. So when they surpassed the goal, People started donating and saying things in the donations such as, take this and use it for a PC, or take this and buy some weed. And then donators started encouraging for Broski to use the money for a PC. And so they stated that the money would be used for a PC later on. My only problem with this is I know I never heard any mention of a PC, and that even 2 hours in, Queen of Bands tweeted that they made $2,000, therefore reaching their goal, but she was still advertising it to get more money without any mention of a PC. They also go on to state that they made a few mistakes running it, such as by not putting up a goal meter and changing the stream title's name or tweeting about it, etc. And also when the Kumite ended, they had sent a lot of viewers and donators their way, despite the fact that at that point they had already reached the goal, and at no point around then was it stated that the money was going to APC. But again, they explained this as making mistakes and that they only had a week to plan the auction, and that they did not expect to reach the auction goal. Here's also a small excerpt of tweets of people who defended Broski that day. Golf City Outlaw also defended Broski in the tweet where he said that he had bought a gaming PC. He says, if anyone talking crap obviously wasn't a part of it at all, cause you have to be pretty dang dumb to come at Broski for throwing excess coin back into what it is he does for the people who support him, after reaching the goals set forward for the med stuff. Happy to have you back, Broski. Fellow comrade replies, maybe stop the medical fundraising once the goal has been reached, otherwise it's just lying to people. Malcolm from the North replies, the idea of getting Broski was mentioned 2 hours into the 24 hours, bud. The majority of viewers knew, maybe stop being jealous of not getting a new PC, comrade. To which I want to dispute that in the first 4 hours there were mentions of a PC in reference to gaming, but there were no mentions or implications or statements that any of the funds would be going to anything but Broski's medication and aftercare. Other tweets in Broski's defense include the BTK tweets. Andy, are you so broke that you gotta attack people to feel better? I donated to the stream. It would be cool if Broski paid some of it forward to other charity streams. But can the guy spend some of it on a computer? Yes. It was known the goal was met after the 2nd hour. Chop Top Nada replies, I guess some heads will do anything to insert themselves where they don't belong and drum up drama and attention. Just another thing and a long list of reasons why Andy needs to be put over the knee like a petulant effing child. Optic Decay responds with, I just wanted to remind people that we did talk and resolve things. Shouldn't have happened, but it was bound to. People get sensitive about these things and I totally understand where some are coming from. Others stir crap just to stir crap. Chopped Up Nada replies, I'm glad it got taken care of. You guys did a dang good thing for your friend and have my utmost respect. To which Broski responds, this is the saddest thing to me. All everyone wanted to do was make me happy and take care of me. Everyone knows I can't game with them because I'm on a tight budget and can't afford a high-end PC. Optic and everyone else should be getting praised, not effing on. The individual who made the controversial poster also tweeted out, explaining that the poster was not discussed or endorsed by any of the people behind the scenes, including Optic Decay or Broski himself, and that all the responsibility for the poster falls on him. Here are some other tweets that were made that night regarding the controversy. I also included a tweet from Tweener Bands saying that she's gonna match just to show that they did know beforehand that Queen of Bands was planning on donating that money. You can pause to read these. So you could see the backlash toward Andy was swift and harsh, And despite Andy and Broski reaching some sort of understanding and agreement, the issue only grew larger the next day. The agreement they had reached was for both sides to delete their tweets regarding the situation. They did just that, but Andy forgot to delete some of his replies in Twitter threads further down. These are the tweets I showed you earlier. This resulted in Broski feeling like Andy didn't honor their agreement, and he continued to lash out. Once Broski started lashing out, Andy felt that it was Broski who went back on their agreement. Some of the lashing out includes the following tweets. People can say what they want about me because Andy Warski's tweet. I am not the things he said I was. I offered a full refund to anyone who requested one. Out of the total of $5,000 raised, I had to send $5 back. Broski follows this up with, I know that if Andy Warski has a shred of decency in him, he would retweet this and apologize for what he said about me with zero actual evidence. I said I was sorry for my part in the confusion. I have yet to receive an apology for the straight-up lies and assumptions he made. Broski replies to Optic and Andy saying, an apology for the crap he said about me would be the decent thing to do. Let's just say I'm not holding my breath. If I lied about you and caused you stress while recovering for surgery, I would 100% feel like a piece of crap and do everything in my power to apologize. Then again, I'm a decent person, are you? Broski made other tweets and retweets that throw subtle shade or make small jabs. You can pause to read if you'd like. That night, things came to a clash on Thomas Ellington's stream. A few people were in the stream, but let me introduce you to two characters who will play a slightly larger role later on. The first one being the host, Thomas Ellington. Thomas covers a variety of topics, but he's mainly known for his coverage of Kilroy, and he plans to run a live stream called The Big Show, and he makes videos on a variety of topics from politics to YouTube drama. The other person who joins the livestream later on is Cognitive Thought. Cog has a popular YouTube channel that covers a variety of topics ranging from current politics and events to YouTube drama. Okay, now back to Thomas's livestream.
For one thing, we're talking about Andy Warski accusing Broski, Optic, Decay, and those fellas that were on the 24-hour stream of fraud.
Discreet Fringo was the second largest donor in the charity stream, and he comes on to clarify and defend a few points on Optic's behalf, and states that Broski and Optic are attempting to be as transparent as possible.
I do what I do because it makes me feel good, and if I have the avenue to help people with what I do it. Mm-hmm. I can speak for myself. Optic, this is the first time he's ever tried to do something like this. He didn't really get the whole you gotta be as transparent as possible thing at first. He was picking it up as he goes along, and I do believe he did a good enough job doing that. From what I understand, there's a lot of confusion with the guests. And on Optic's end, Optic hasn't heard anything from guests at all about anything. And he is right now in the process of making a statement that he's going to release. He's going to try to clarify this. Optic and Broski are trying to be as clear, as transparent as possible. If you do want a refund, do feel cheated, they did offer it. And if you have any questions, they did offer to hear it. They did offer to hear you out. They're not being shut-ins about this.
Later into the stream, Andy Warski joins the stream to talk about events from his perspective.
I'm sorry, but when I saw the poster that says all proceeds going to cancer, and I had said to, I think I DM'd you, Failure, about you invited me to go on. I'm like, oh, I wish I could. I'll donate later. Fucking click the link on his Twitter to be like, okay, not like it's a few days later because now I'm not busy. I'll fucking donate. And then I see, hey, I'm buying a new gaming PC. And the poster said raising money for, so I was fucking livid. And I thought it was really scummy and fucking, I don't know. I was just like, fuck this. Like a lot of people, as well were DMing. Like I was DMing people and like, yo, what is this? What the fuck is this? Before I even said anything, and a lot of people who were actually on the show were livid, pissed off, and no one was saying anything. And I'm like, so they're just gonna get away with this shit? And me and Broski don't have a good relationship. Like when I had my little fucking psycho fucking meltdown a month ago, he's just tweeting, being a piece of shit, like bashing me the entire time. And then so I was like, you're like, I don't owe this guy fucking anything. And they raised $5,000. You're gonna fucking, you're gonna buy it like a PC. Now, after we talked to him, I understood, you know, like, okay, so they thought that they were clear that people knew that, you know, the rest of the money was going for a PC. But everyone I talked to had no clue. In fact, a lot of people I talked to, I asked them, I'm like, if you knew that they had raised the money earlier, which was 3 hours in, would you go on that show? And they're like, no, fuck no. So
has anyone contacted? Do you know if anyone talked to Optic or Broski about this at all? Do you know, or it was just you two?
I don't know. I don't think anything happened.
Well, because Optic is saying that no one spoke to him yet about anything other than you two. That's why I'm.
This key, I can confirm that I've talked to people that Andy is talking.
Can I ask a question? Now, some people in the side chat were saying that they did say that they hit the goal, but you guys are saying they didn't. I mean, so
that's another thing I was going to bring up.
Yeah.
It was mentioned. It was mentioned a few times, even in the beginning of the stream, that they hit the goal. And Broski was in the chat telling them to shut down the stream and stop the stream. And
that's fine. I understand. And after we talked to him, I was like, okay, so it's just a big misunderstanding.
Here's the frustration for me. Here's the frustration to me, and I'm fucking cursing people out every time they fucking say this to me. You should have known that blah blah was already said. Well, I didn't. I was on the fucking Kumite, or I was getting ready for the Kumite. I was out doing fucking real life things. No, but there are people like, it's your fault for not knowing, and it's like, no, fuck you, motherfucker, and fuck you for like, all right, you should have told people like, hey, good news, guys, fucking, it's already been funded, but if you still want to pass by, swing by. I don't think Optic did anything malicious or anything. He was trying to organize a good thing for his bud, but at the same time,
just more job
passed by.
Yeah, and okay, so basically, yeah, so that happened at what, like 6 a.m. Eastern. By 6:40, we made the agreement. Okay, so I deleted all the tweets. He was mad about some of the reply tweets, but I didn't remember. It was so fucking early. Like I'm sorry, I didn't erase the 2 tweets that were in someone else's thread that I can't see on my main timeline, but I erased all the main things. And then I tweeted out, look, I spoke to Broski and Optic. It was miscommunication. They apologized and everything's good. Let's move on. Right. And then I get like, fucking Andy, piece of shit, garbage, fucking. I'm like, okay, you know what? Go fuck yourself. Like I kept my word. You didn't keep your word, and that's all I could say. Like,
And underwater Alex Jones hops on and says a few statements that I would like to refute. Please keep in mind that at that point he had not slept for many hours and could have been just misinformed or misspoken, so give him the benefit of the doubt.
One of those things, like I say, I don't have an issue with Optic Decay. I think that they were new at this and stuff like that. I think my only issue is the fact that it's that when it comes to donating and stuff, they need to be a little bit more transparent next time. Like, we've reached our goal an hour in, not then continuing for another 23 hours.
Tonka announced that we reached our fucking goal on the Kumite before he sent the entire chat to us.
But it's the Broski stream to help with his cancer medication.
Man, this person sounds like Alex.
Again, if I've missed this, then that's cool. But I didn't hear that on the actual stream itself, and I've not. And again, I wasn't watching the Kumite, so.
Yeah. We announced that we hit our goal like two and a half hours in, and we said anything else was going towards bills, and especially a goddamn PC.
Afterwards, everyone participates in a heated discussion until it appears that it's resolved, and the conclusion that they came to were that mistakes were made at the auction, but there was no malicious intent.
Did you have it was all through Streamlabs, and did you actually have a stream goal on the actual screen for people?
No, because like we only expected to get maybe 500, 1,000, and like
yeah, no, but it's always good to have that goal so people know where they're reaching. Do you know what I mean? So it's such like if you're doing a GoFundMe, you can always put it on the screen. That's what I'm saying. Like at least know this for next time. If you're only going to take it on board as constructive criticism, it's just so when people turn up, they know what the fuck is going on. Because I think, kind of when I turned up, I still thought it was going for cancer because I'd not seen the Kumite. I'd been working on my own stream and stuff and doing my own shit. Yeah,
like that was something we could have did. It's just like it was a production oversight. It was like. If I was a bit more involved in the initial production, I would have noticed that. But yes, I can understand where it comes from. But in the big picture of it, it's just so fucking minuscule on all this.
No, it's not minuscule, dude. For that, $3,500 extra and 2,000 being used for computer is not minuscule.
It's not 2,000. It's 1,500 fucking bucks. You guys really need to get the goddamn numbers right. No, you guys have been wrong on the numbers all day. First, it was the 1,500 was 60% of 5,200 fucking dollars. You guys are bad at math. Get your fucking numbers right. I'm a fucking stats nerd, and I like. Get your fucking numbers right. Come correct on that shit.
60% was not used.
Hey nerds, build me a PC. What's your budget? $2,000.
That's fuck you, Alex. Suck my dick.
What's your budget? $2,000. Yeah. What's your budget? $2,000. And Taco did or Water Jabbers did it for 1,500.
I thought it was $2,000. Yeah. Forgive me.
Oh, fuck you. Oh, geez.
I love you, Alex. Shut up.
I know, but you guys are doing really shitty bait.
Yeah, taking cancer money.
Cancer money, yeah. It was very well advertised. It was $1,500. Like we had said, it was $1,500 from the get-go. What he needed, we blew past it, and we were talking about the fucking computer for 20 goddamn hours. But you guys casually just look over it. But
yeah, let me.
Drama
over the fucking poster too.
You guys
over the poster.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I didn't have
Jones,
final approval on art because I might have noticed that.
There's multiple people that jumped on there that had no idea anything was about the computer. They still thought it was about the cancer.
Same.
You guys keep ignoring that. You guys, well, that's your problem if you didn't know that.
Yeah, and still, the computer was paid for by Disky and Vance, and there's $2,400 after that came in for the thing for cancer. And still, $1,500 for pills. What's he gonna do? What do you guys want him to do?
Why did 8 of your guests not know and were angry?
Jones, what I keep trying to explain, what I keep explaining, and what people don't fucking accept, like you, is well, do you let me fucking finish or what?
Sorry,
is the fact that from the outside, it looks like, hey, this was advertised as this. What was that? You know, it's not that. All right, I get it. It was announced later on, but people don't know that if they're told. Yeah,
Alex, would you admit there was a lot of mistakes done, though? Would you admit
there were mistakes were made? That's obvious. Like, is a 24-hour stream. If you expect a 24-hour stream to go fucking perfectly smooth, you're crazy. Mm-hmm. You like seriously, like we should just call in the crazy doctors and they bring in the goddamn straight jacket on.
Alex, there's a 24-hour stream not going smooth, and then there's guests not knowing they're raising more money for a gaming PC when they thought it was for cancer. That's not a bump in the road. That's like a fucking.
Yeah, I can see where that is, but what I don't get is why people just instantly go public instead of talking to people privately about it.
Because Broski fucking shit on me for a fucking week, and people were scammed out of money.
So because you got a grudge with Broski, you decided to start some drama.
No, I actually exposed this fucking bullshit. Fuck you.
No.
To be fair, until Andy said anything, until Andy said anything on Twitter, I still didn't have a fucking clue. I was like, what?
Yeah, so can you acknowledge
Jones, you're not listening to what fucking Cog is saying. Talk, Cog.
Until Andy actually tweeted anything out, I had no fucking idea the money I donated was going towards the computer. And I turned up after the point when they'd passed that goal. I had no idea. And I think a lot of people might have turned up to that stream as well and not had a clue. This is the problem that you have. Is I understand there's definitely that in-group and that in-crowd that may come from the Kumite. That's fine. And but this is the thing, is the fact that I didn't know what your goal was when I got there. Some people might have known it was 1,500 or something. Not everyone did know that that was the goal. Not everyone understood. People still thought. No, but the thing is that I've been on fucking streams where we've tried to raise like 14 grand for Count Dankula. I mean, that thing needs to be like every time someone makes a donation after that point, you've just got to be like, oh, appreciate it. And that's going towards the piece, something to clarify this shit consistently throughout that you've passed your goal. But he wasn't there. And I made it that 2 donations came through, including my own while I was there.
Oh,
and
we'd all never done this sort of shit either. So like, this is our first charity stream. Like,
I'm not saying that there were bad intentions from anyone. I'm not thinking that there were bad intentions.
Like, yeah,
right? I'm not thinking that. I'm not thinking that. All I'm saying is that you weren't transparent. This was not a clear stream, and people that have turned up, guests, including myself and others, obviously had no idea. And we've all thought we're turning up for a cause of raising money for cancer. Little did we know we're actually we were still raising money, even though you'd already passed the goal. Because we're going to go for the whole 24 hours, and then I'm guessing the proceeds of or whatever's left over goes towards a PC. Which
it was going. It was going towards him. Like, even if fucking we didn't reach the goal, there was talk in the side that we were going to buy a PC also. And if you want to break it down, you go to Disky and you go to Queen. No one from the outside audience was putting money towards the computer. We were going to get him a new laptop for $800 if fucking we did it. We didn't do that well on the money. We just happened to blow it out of the water. We fucked up on the transparency. We're sorry.
Okay, that's it.
That's it.
Like fucking now turning this into some sort of Monday.
Wait, Jones. It was squashed at fucking 5, 6 in the morning when me, Guardian, Optic, Broski fucking talked and had a fucking handshake. Or you tweet that, you took things wrong, Andy. Optic, Broski, you tweet that, like, things may have not been as like. But Broski went back on his word.
Broski, listen, like he'd been taking heat from that all day, fucked up on his cancer drugs, and he just lost. He's a hothead. He lost his fucking temper.
He was living enough to type properly.
It's also explained that Broski did not actually want to have this charity stream in the first place, and that it took a lot of convincing from his friends. Keep this point in mind, as I will revisit it later. So now, things seem to have resolved after that stream, although Andy did go on the Kumite the following day, although that stream was supposedly taken down to have copyrighted material edited out. It was mysteriously never put back up, but T-Clips was able to grab a few clips before it was deleted. Here's a small excerpt starting with Andy explaining why he didn't delete the tweets as agreed upon, and Broski's reaction to him.
At mentions or whatever, because everything's just fucking like jumbled in there. It was already dead in the water, and Broski just went off on me, and I was just like, dude, like, I didn't see this fucking tweet. Like, I'm sorry, it was in the middle of a random thread. It's not my tweet. But I'll erase it. Fuck you, fuck you, blah blah blah. Yeah, have fun with your fucking 1080 graphics card, motherfucker. When everyone's fucking telling me, like, in the background, like, I thought it was for cancer. And we squashed it, and he fucking did that, and then he tweets that to fucking Failure in the Morning, like bro, people, we're helping out, like, calm the fuck down.
And Failure puts on the screen a message Broski had sent to him, while Andy gives more details on some of the behind-the-scenes events, and Tonka-san brings up Broski's perspective.
Someone in the chat says, Andy, did any of the guests bother to ask what the extra was for? They were all under the impression that the, I guess, 1,500 or 2,000 was for the, like the medication, and the rest was for, for better living, like, food or a car, like fixing his car or something, not a gaming PC. Or give the rest to fucking cancer charity. I don't know. It's just when the poster says for cancer, fucking Cog was on Thomas Ellington last night. He's like, I thought it was just for cancer. I asked a bunch of people. Okay, 5 of the YouTubers who were guests there, who I talked to privately, were like, I am never doing a charity stream ever again. So 5 big names that could be big pulls for actual good causes have a bad taste in their mouth and don't want to do charity streams anymore. So just go. Yeah, we fucked up. The end. It was half an hour done, and now it's just all this fucking bullshit.
The we fucked up is on the people who were the organizers. Putting it on Broski, yeah, I don't agree. But whatever.
But I talked to him within 20 minutes. I was like, oh, okay. I
You
didn't.
guys had a deal that all the tweets would be gone. Well, and then he sees one that isn't gone. So to him, you backed on the deal, and to him and to you, he backed on the deal.
So, just to summarize up to this point, Broski was diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. He had surgery scheduled on August 17th to remove a tumor from his neck. His co-host and friends decided to do a 24-hour charity stream for medication and aftercare expenses. The charity stream exceeded their goal in the first 2 hours. The rest of the money was going to Broski so he could build a gaming PC. Some donators and guests were not aware of that and thought their donations were still going to Broski's aftercare expenses. The people who organized the auction explained that people not knowing was a mistake and oversight on their part, and they offered refunds. So basically everything's good, right? Well, no. The following day, on August 20th, Cognitive Thought saw one of Queen Abance's tweets stating that she did not know about Broski's cancer until the day before the charity stream, which is kinda weird as is. So with further digging, a tweet made by Queen Abance on August 10th referencing Broski's cancer was discovered. So, how did Queen Abance only find out about Broski's cancer the day before the auction, if a week before that she was tweeting about it? The contradictory statements were obviously confusing, and when questioned, Queen Abance explained that she temporarily forgot that Broski had cancer because of the circumstances going on in her real life. Obviously, this raised a lot of questions, as how do you forget that your friend has cancer? This is when Cognitive Thought went to look and see if Broski had posted any evidence or photos of his claims of cancer. At this point, this was the only picture Broski had posted. A selfie with a blanket covering his neck area where the tumor would be. Now, was it a coincidence? Probably. At this point, I thought it was. So, after the realization that there were no photos or evidence to support Broski's claims, Broski was asked to provide a photo or paperwork. Now, as to who asked for what, I have no idea. But I do know that it was around this time that people started to have more questions and pressure was put on Broski and the people close to him to provide a photo to back up his claims. Maybe like snapping a picture of the scar or something like that. All people wanted was a selfie showing off his scar. Instead of providing evidence, Optic and Broski put out a public statement on their channel.
But we just wanted to like address some of the concerns that were going on because a lot of stuff happened afterwards that was kind of fucking stupid.
Basically, in this stream, they just reiterate what was said on Thomas Ellington's stream, that they only had a week to plan, that scheduling was messy, that no one expected to reach the goal, and that mistakes were made.
And if you don't mind me saying, we were doing this, pre-planning it within a week to get it up off of its feet. And I'm not going to try to speak for you, Optic, but I know between the two of us, we were saying, well, we hope that we will actually be able to get to this goal. We literally had no expectations.
Yeah.
Although they addressed some of the hot questions, they failed to provide any evidence of Broski's claims. Instead, Broski and the people who ran the auction snapped back, dragging those who questioned him as how dare you ask a man healing from cancer to take a selfie.
I do have enough authority to say that Cog bullies cancer patients, as does Andy Warski. You might want to let people know about that one.
When I began to get suspicious was when Broski's friends, the people who had hosted the charity stream, began to catch a lot of heat. I could understand being stubborn and not posting any pictures just to be defiant. But when my friends were being dragged down by this, I would have just posted the selfie, at least to help them, especially since they had just helped me. You could argue that his friends were encouraging him to stand his ground, but that's not true. Because at the end of the month, when the drama had died down, Optic explained that he too encouraged Broski to just provide the proof.
Okay, Guardian, I do have to explain that, yeah, you did recommend this selfie a week ago, and I also recommended it as well. I mean, I mean, really, we all did. I also recommended it as well. Really, we all did.
So clearly his friends wanted him to just post the selfie and get it over with. Plus, everybody kept reiterating that they were trying to be as transparent as possible. I don't understand why they didn't just actually be transparent to make up for the mistakes they made during the stream.
I am trying to be as transparent as humanly possible about it.
It was at this point where things started to look a little shady, at least to me. So, did Broski provide the evidence? Well, kinda. After 2 long days of a lot of back and forth and a whole ton of resistance from Broski, he finally posted the following picture on August 22nd. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. After all that drama, after his friends being dragged into it, and after all that back and forth, Broski posted a picture of him at the hospital. Not a picture of a tumor, not a picture of the wound, not anything that could actually back up his claims. That day, after Broski had posted his picture, Cognitive Thought was having a live stream and he pointed out all the obvious questions.
Wow, it's been a fucking long day. Jesus Christ. Hope everyone here is okay with asking questions and speculation on things, because if you're not, and that shit's gonna trigger you, don't be here. No one, aside from this small fucking photograph that I finally got out of Broski today, no one has evidence that Broski went to hospital. No one. You don't have shit. You don't have actual shit that he's had a surgery. Nothing. You've got words. You've got what he has told you. You've got him alive for some reason and around on a Monday fucking live stream. You have nothing. But apparently, you all 100%, so many people 100% know. 100% no. Even the picture that he sent me before, off the benefit of the doubt, I've let it go. I've actually let it go off the benefit of the doubt that I'm giving him. However, I could easily go deeper. Jesus Christ, Broski. You realize that what you sent me was a picture of you in a hospital bed in clothing that you wear outdoors with a blood pressure pump on your arm? That could have been taken at any time, but I'll give you the benefit of the doubt because I'm happily proven wrong here.
He goes on to explain that Queen of Fans tweets were what made him suspicious in the first place.
So the questions that I was asking Broski today is like, I mean, we're talking, it's what, Wednesday now? Thursday, is it? Let me get this right. The day's Wednesday, sorry. So Wednesday. Broski uploaded a selfie onto his Twitter of him inside his bed at home on Monday. Apparently he had a surgery or something on Saturday. Now, all of this suspicion came, honestly, from Queen of Bants, the woman who forgot that Broski had cancer to immediately remember that he had cancer. It's weird. Oh, I only got told that he had cancer the day before the show, even though you were on air when he first mentioned it, and you've also said, joked about his cancer in tweets, Queen of Bants. It seems a little bit weird, that. And then the only thing that you can say to me, Queen of Bants, to get yourself out of that was, oh, I forgot about his cancer because in the same week my cousin and sister were murdered. Holy shit! Levels of emotional cards being played to me. What is this? Is this like oh, we're talking about murder now, back off. Oh, we're talking about cancer, back off. Too many people not happy because Broski's been in for surgery. Hopefully, I can only assume for cancer from what we're being told. We haven't actually got evidence of that. You're assuming it like I am and like everyone is. You need to recognize that. How dare a guy DM me who donated $800 fucking with the same fucking questions because he's just as worried.
Cognitive Thought goes on to ask some of the more obvious questions.
People were there all day. He's resting. Motherfuckers, you can call him resting all you want. When I'm being told he's fucking awake, when he's messaging me, he's fucking awake. When his fucking missus is messaging the $800 donator to say that that he's awake and she's awake, they're awake. You're damage controlling by let him rest. We let him rest. Broski then finally comes out with a picture. He finally comes out with a picture of him in the hospital. Him in the hospital on a hospital bed in his normal clothing with a blood pressure pump on his arm. For all you know, he was getting a checkup. There is still nothing to prove Shit! There's no scar. There's nothing to actually show the operation has happened. There's no meds to show that meds have been paid for. There is no evidence of this, but I've gone meh. I go and look at the picture and tell me that says he definitely has cancer. It doesn't. You have nothing to prove an operation happened. Nothing. You don't have any of his medicals. You have no pictures of this shit. The most you have is the doctor's picture you've got that I've shown you today, and then his picture from him in his bed. That's all anyone has. I'm raising money for myself through other people donating. They're allowed to ask fucking questions, you absolute prick. They're allowed to ask questions. And I think it's fucking disgusting, the fact that you don't think that they can. That's wrong. And very fucked up. So let me show you this picture. And this apparently proves that a man had cancer surgery on his throat. This man had surgery on his throat. That picture proves it, guys. I've just taken this and gone, fine, I'll take this. I'll take this as at least you've done this. I can understand you might need to rest. I can understand this. But as many people are claiming and are completely correct in putting out here, you've only got a blood pump on your arm. Where's your pipe? Because honestly, you should be on a PEG pipe, but you're in a short space of time that you're in there. And I don't know how much of the throat it's gone. Is it very near the surface? Because everything I've seen on the thyroid, in the cancer that you've got, Broski, it shows that it's underneath the skin. This should have been shaved. Some of this should have been shaved. Surely. Am I going crazy here? Some of this should have been shaved. This only shows that he's getting a blood checkup. He's definitely in a hospital bed, and he's definitely in a hospital, guys. I can understand he's gone to hospital. That picture proves that he didn't have an operation on his throat, says Richard. Really? Well, apparently it proves that he did. Apparently this was just before he went in, but again, there's no shaving on his hair, on his throat. This is before the operation, says Zach Lombi. Exactly, Zach. I know that. This is before the operation. Before. And I'm guessing he's either getting prepped for surgery here. Is he just going for a checkup and a blood test? Is he not having a shave? The lump looks like it's over here under his beard. Am I wrong? I could be wrong. This is the thing. It's speculation, guys. But a lot of things aren't adding up, and that's all I'm saying.
After this stream, there is plenty of back and forth that followed on Twitter, including the following tweets by Broski. I've done everything everyone has asked me to do. Now it's time for you people to do something for me. Let me recover. This has been an effing nightmare and it needs to end now. I'm sorry I'm not the piece of crap you all wanted me to be. He also tweeted to Cog, I'll take a public apology now. Warski also retweeted some passive-aggressive things, including the following. Take your time and get better. All this incident did was show how pathetic people are, and they need a hobby badly. You can pause to read the following. Cognitive Thought got a lot of backlash from his stream. Here are just a few examples. Heel Turn Broad tweeted, Remember when we said we weren't gonna clue you in because it was more entertaining watching you flail your legs around trying to find the chair you kicked out from under you? To which Cog replied, Just a quick reminder, show has finished and still no conclusive evidence. There's always tomorrow. Another tweet is, You could watch the show and hear what Broski said about it, or be a drama and push this crap every day. To which Cog replied, I love this. People, don't get evidence. Come see what Broski had to say on it. Nothing like a little bit of listen and believe to start your day. Because of all the red flags and controversies surrounding the situation, I decided to look into all of this. I had some help hunting all this down, so thank you to you utterly amazing people who helped. You know who you are. Everyone involved in the charity stream made a point of saying that it took a ton of convincing to get Broski to agree to the charity, and that he was a very stubborn and private man. This gave me the impression that Broski is one of those oh, I'm too proud kind of a man who is not comfortable with raising money online. Yet he has had 2 other GoFundMes asking for money in the last year. The first one was created on November 26, 2017 with a goal of $1,000. The GoFundMe was created to help Broski's mom, who was diagnosed with uterine cancer. In 9 months they were able to raise $105. Broski had set this GoFundMe up. The second and more recent one was created on April 12, 2018 with a goal of $550. This one was set to raise money for Broski's rent after he was mugged at gunpoint. No donations have been made to this campaign, and unlike the other GoFundMe, this one was not set up by Broski, but by someone named Amanda. So this would be the third time that Broski has asked for money online. 2 of them being set up by people close to him, and only 2 of them had managed to raise money. Does Broski probably hate having to accept financial help online? Probably, yeah, I think most of us would. No one likes to admit that they need help, but is it fair to make it out like Broski is so far removed from asking for money online? Well, no, this is his 3rd time in the last year, so it's obvious Broski is okay and comfortable with getting financial help online. Or he wouldn't do it. Anyway, this got me to start looking into those who were involved in the charity stream. During that month, there were a couple tweets that stood out above the rest, including one made by Queen of Bands 7 days before the charity stream, which reads, "Everyone go to Broski's Twitch channel and throw that $5 and subscribe." I did. It's a small price to pay to save a Leaf's life. This is now the hashtag Get Broski to America Fund. The other one was by Broski's co-host Optic Decay 4 days before the charity stream. It reads, "No problem, man. Have fun. Shame you don't have a PC that can run it. I would have hooked you up the PC version, but dude, fun as F. Must spread the joy that is stopping on Dino Bird dum-dums." Now to the last thing that was kinda iffy to me. It was repeatedly stated that this was their first time running a charity stream and that everyone involved was fairly new to it. It's true, they had never ran a charity stream on Optic's channel before, but all those same people that were involved in Broski's charity stream also ran a charity stream for the Stroke Foundation 2 weeks before on Disky Fringo's channel. This stream occurred at 2 p.m. on a Saturday and included Broski, Optic Decay, The Heel Turn, Disky Fringo, and others. They raised around $700 and showed all the receipts that the money was donated. Although they had never ran a 24-hour stream or a charity stream on Optic's channel, I do think it's a little unfair to make it out as if they're completely new to this, as they all have some experience on running a successful charity stream. Now all of that doesn't really prove anything. To me, it just says that the situation was misrepresented, whether purposely or not, and it left me with an uneasy feeling. Okay, back to wherever we were in our story. We left off where Broski had posted a picture of him in the hospital after 2 days of people asking for evidence of his claims. Clearly, that photo doesn't prove anything, and it just left everyone with more doubts and questions. At this point, I wanted to believe Broski. He was well liked, I enjoyed his show, so I decided to hold off any judgment. I was waiting for him to post some evidence of his claims. But little did I know that that was gonna take forever. Forever, meaning 2 weeks, which is a long time on internet time. Now you can say, "Oh, Otter, he was resting," which may be true, but he was still very active on Twitter the whole time. Taking a selfie isn't harder than tweeting. During these 2 weeks, the situation just got worse. There were many Twitter fights and beefs over this, involving everyone from Optic and Broski's viewers to Broski's friends and Optic himself. Cognitive Thought, Andy Warski, Thomas Ellington, and others were dragged for questioning it, and Broski and his friends were catching a ton of heat and were continuously being questioned non-stop. Here are some examples. You can pause to read. and Broski showed evidence, there were 2 weeks worth of questions and doubts. On August 30th, 2 weeks after the surgery, Broski came on the morning Decay and provided a selfie. Since all the streams related to the charity have either been deleted or privated, I only have a few clips archived from the August 30th stream. The stream started with only Optic and Broski on. Broski thanked everyone who helped and donated in the charity, and he went on to show this picture. Broski explained that the wound is infected and he got off soon after. So now you're probably asking, well, Otter, look, he posted the proof. Why make this video? Are you moving the goalposts? Well, sadly, when you let so much suspicion build and build and build, the expectation of evidence rises. Had Broski posted the photo in the first 4 or 5 days, I think everyone would have been satisfied. But when he took so much time and was so resistant, it leads people to believe that he had something to hide. And I understand why people would be suspicious. Thoughts such as, did you need that time because you were photoshopping? Or did you need that time because you scratched your neck? Are reasonable in my opinion. Because in reality, Broski did not need all that time to post a selfie. He had no problem tweeting a ton during this time period, and he was clearly online. If he had the time and strength to troll around on Twitter, then he had the time and strength to turn the phone around and snap a selfie and post it. Okay, rant over, let's get back to our story. So after Broski had showed the picture and he thanked everybody, he took off from the stream, and other people who had helped run the charity stream came on and made their feelings on all of this very clear. Again, keep in mind, since the video has been either privated or deleted, I only have a few archived clips, so this is not an accurate representation of how that stream went.
Yeah, you know, I wonder, because I'm not an attorney, right? I'm not a lawyer. I'm not one of your I'm not one of your big city fancy lawyer chickens up in here. But
you lack the proper genetics for it.
If you go out in public, right, and you say to somebody, you will do something or I will do something, and that something is something threatening, right? I will expose you. You don't even have to be specific, just something negative, especially when there's context of bad things happening, especially when you're acting in a way that could harm somebody else's business or reputation, and at the same time trying to enhance your own. If you do that, I wonder if under British law that could count as, I don't know, blackmail. Let me. Oh, that's actually the legal definition in the UK. That's interesting. I wonder what the penalties for that hold. Oh, okay, up to 5 years in Her Majesty's prisons. You know, boy, that would be really unfortunate if somebody were dumb enough to go on the internet and make a whole bunch of threats against somebody because they had an issue. And they kept saying, you will do what I want or else something bad will happen to you. God, that would be just fucking awful. And it would be really bad if they continued to pursue things to the point where people felt they had no other recourse but to pursue something like that. Just saying.
I didn't need to see that shit.
I do have enough authority to say that Cog bullies cancer patients, as does Andy Warski. You might want to let people know about that one.
And you know what?
Okay, we got Cog in the fucking chat, you fucking faggot. Oh yeah, it looks fake as fuck.
Your scar looks fake as fuck. Keep riding the victim train, Cog. You're fucking done. Delete your account.
That's
bitch.
Fine. That's fine.
Yeah,
it's
Cog,
good.
Cog,
Bye.
Have some Zyklon B.
Whatever, dude. It's
rid
okay.
of all of my artwork on your fucking panels, or I'm coming for you. I will be sending a legal letter.
It's fine. It's fine.
He also committed what's that, extortion against people around said cancer patient. We have the proof of that.
Again, you can't really prove that one because
no,
you have to prove malice.
No, we have his fucking streams. We have all of the shit he's been saying.
All right.
You know, it's all there. You know, and you know, it's like all of this stuff compounded on top of everything. You know, the dude actively fucked himself and committed crimes to try and bully a cancer patient because he can't fucking admit when he's wrong because he's too fucking stupid. Okay, Guardian, I do have to explain that, yeah, you did recommend this selfie a week ago, and I also recommended it as well. I mean, I mean, really, we all did, but it was one of those things where you got to remember, this was a guy who had a hard time telling me that the cancer was back. You know, like it's one of those things where he keeps that stuff intensely private.
He's fucking stubborn as hell.
Yeah, he's stubborn, and he felt like everything was a fucking invasion of his shit. And you know, part of it is my fault because I kind of highlighted it by having a stream about it in the first place, which I guess
you had to trick him to let you do that.
Yeah, I did. I had to word it a certain way for him to. I had to be like, no, we're working for it because you know we're doing that 24-hour stream, and I'm gonna hurt myself for it. And you know.
After the stream, Optic Decay also demanded that Cognitive Thought take his profile picture down as it was his artwork. This was despite the fact that Cognitive Thought had already paid for it. Although Optic Decay did say that he had refunded that money, Optic Decay went on to admit that he was being petty and said that he was done talking about all of this. After the stream, Cognitive Thought made a couple tweets that made it fairly obvious that he did not believe Broski. Also, please keep in mind that Broski did say that his was infected while the picture on the left is not. Okay, well, wow, we got through it. The majority of it, at least. So I guess now we should just go to all the after effects and to my utterly useless opinion. Well, for starters, sorry that this video came out so late. The main reason was due to university, but a small part of it was that I was hoping that with time there would be something conclusive released. I also did not want to spring this video on Broski during his recovery time, if he even sees it, of course. Which leads me to everybody's main question. Do I believe Broski had cancer? Yes, I do. But I also understand why people are questioning it. There's a ton of reasons to question it. I just covered a bunch of them in this video. So now you're probably like, okay, Otter, you just spent the whole video going over why not to believe him, so why do you believe Broski? Well, I don't have a good reason. I have a hard time imagining anyone lying about something as serious as cancer. I know it happens. You read about it all the time. But I personally am biased. When you watch a show consistently, you feel like you get to know the host. You get to know their character, their humor, their principles, etc.
That I would never lie about anything like this, and I would never do anything that I've been accused of.
And maybe I'm a naive fool, but at the end of the day, I'm an otter. An otter without any medical knowledge who can only rely on gut feelings. So if I believe Broski, why did I make this video? Because of the lack of transparency. At the end of the day, I cannot prove a negative. I cannot prove without a shadow of a doubt that Broski does not have cancer. He is the only one who can prove that he has cancer. So the main goal of the video was to show why people were having doubts, because in reality, Broski was not transparent at all, and all of it does look pretty shady. And to further address some of these doubts, let's go on to the topic of the scar. During this time, I talked to an unrelated person whose close family member had non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, and they told me many details of what it was like to care for them. They mentioned concern about getting an infection, as usually when you have cancer, if you have an infection, you have to go to the hospital because of your weaker immune system. But again, the family member was way further along than Broski, which could explain why Broski did not need to be hospitalized for the infection, as his immune system was stronger. They also live in Canada and expressed doubt as to how Broski was able to get the surgery so fast after diagnosis, explaining that the family member was in a way later stage than Broski, but still had to wait longer for treatment. But they also explained that wait times in Canada depend on the area you live in, as typically the larger the population, the longer the wait. I also talked to a friend of mine who is a nurse who works with cancer patients in all stages from chemo to surgeries. She said that she has seen a lot of similar surgeries for non-Hodgkin's lymphoma and said that this does not look like an infected wound from this surgery. She also made it very clear that although she has never experienced anything like that, The way the wound and scar looks is very dependent on the doctor and person themselves. And lastly, I talked to a Twitter user named Rory who has recently been defending Broski. He has a lot of knowledge on wound healing, and he explained that antibiotics will very quickly get rid of the infection, causing the wound to shrink and flatten in a very short amount of time. Antibiotics reduce inflammation, redness, and healing time very rapidly, and he believes that Broski's wound has followed that pattern. As far as I'm aware, this knowledge comes from his personal experience, and I simplified what he said by a lot, but double-checking our old trusty Google has led me to believe him. Speaking of Google, although typical images for non-Hodgkin's lymphoma surgeries bring up pictures like this on the screen, with a more straight and thin scar, I was able to find this picture of someone who had the same surgery, and the scar looked very similar. So, now, the main drama has passed and died down, and it's obvious that those who believe Broski will continue to support and believe him, and that those who don't believe him won't. Recently, things started to get heated again, so I went to look through his accounts. For starters, him and Optic have deleted or privated all the videos of the 24-hour charity stream, and all the videos that came after it that were related to it. They have also deleted the majority of Twitter posts from that time period related to this whole fiasco. On one hand, I understand why they would. They're probably very frustrated with having to address this, but on the other hand, it looks shady. Like, really shady. Also, Broski has posted selfies since then, all of them conveniently hiding where his scar would be. Maybe he's just trolling, maybe he's trying to get back at Cognitive Thought and others. I don't know. But for me and other viewers, it's disheartening, because I'm left confused and upset by how the situation was handled. Maybe Broski was telling the truth and just handled it in the worst way possible. Or maybe Broski did scam everyone around him. Sadly, in my opinion, there's not enough conclusive evidence one way or another. Speaking of those selfies, that is the entire reason this drama got brought up again. At some point in September, Cognitive Thought's channel was completely demonetized. Optic Decay made a passive-aggressive tweet about it, and Underwater Alex Jones addressed it directly. I'm assuming this is what brought up Optic and Cog's beef, as both of their Twitters blew up shortly after. There was a ton of Twitter drama that followed, and on October 13th, Cognitive Thought posted the following tweet. Before I hit the hay, let me get your cogs a-joggin' and less a-cloggin'. Check out the scar location. Scar picture shown on 30th August 2018. An Instagram photo was posted 22 days later on September 21st, 2018. Night all. Cognitive Thought said he couldn't see the scar even when zoomed in. Rory accused him of manipulating the photo to hide the scar and circled where he believes the scar would be. This exploded into another Twitter storm, with others saying that they can see it, and others saying that it's impossible. Broski responded by saying that the scar would be visible if Cognitive Thought hadn't edited the picture. Cog says that he didn't edit the picture, and follows up that with that logic even Broski can't see his own scar. After this, on October 14th, Cognitive Thought did a stream covering this topic. I'm not going to summarize it, as otherwise we'd be here forever and I'd never be able to get this video done. Instead, I'm going to link it in the description. If Broski addresses the situation sometime in the near future, I will link that in the description as well. Anyways, so all of this gets us to today. My intention with this video is to hopefully find some way to help the other side see each other's points. To help those who believe Broski see that there are plenty of reasons to question the situation. And to help those who do not believe Broski see that there are also plenty of reasons to believe him. In reality though, at the end of the day, the people who believe Broski will continue to do so, and those who don't will continue to do so too. I really do hope that Broski provides the evidence of his claims, and I hope that those on the other side will drop the topic and apologize if that happens. Oh, one last thing that I forgot to address. The refunds. It's good that Optic offered refunds, but everybody knows that there are very few people who will ask for their money back of someone who may have cancer. They chalk their donation up as a loss and a lesson learned, and that lesson is that you need to get evidence of claims before any money leaves anyone's pocket. Well, that's it. That's all for my utterly unnecessarily long video. I'll see you guys later for some otter drama.